Hi, this is LITA Ford. You are listening to and watching Linear Rock. Let's do this, kids. Let's do this.
Hot. You are hot. Yes, that's
Sweaty.
true. That's true.
It's warm in here.
Okay. Hi, Lita.
Hi.
Welcome to Milan and welcome to
Thank
Linear
you.
Rock.
Thank you.
Such an honor for me. You know, I'm a drummer, so I'm a musician as well, and I'm really excited and really proud to be here
nice.
tonight. Okay, so hope you're happy too to be in Milan.
Very happy. Yes, we love
Great.
it.
So last time you came to Italy, it was about 10, 11 years ago at the Gods of Metal.
Yeah.
Well, actually, long breaks has always happened here and there in your career. Was it always a choice that you made? And did you always come back for the same reason and as a different artist or as a different person?
A different person? No. I'm never a different person. I'm always just Lita.
Yeah, okay.
But, I mean, it's hard sometimes to get overseas for us. And we have different booking agents at work trying to get us overseas. And hopefully we will be back more now in 2020.
Okay.
So we wanted to come back now, today, and just get that ball rolling so we can come back again soon, not wait so long.
So you started out as a guitarist, and then you created an identity as a frontwoman and singer. Do you feel more a guitarist or a singer today inside of yourself in the end? And is knowing how to reinvent, yourself always the key to build a solid career and play it safe maybe pays more, after so many years. So how do you feel more?
Yeah, well, I spent last year working on my vocals, and because my guitar playing was never really, it was something that just came natural to me as a kid and growing up in the Runaways.
Yeah.
I just felt like it wasn't something that I really needed to work hard at. It was like a gift from God, really. And then, being a lead singer for me was a different scenario, with trying to front a band and sing and just be a great singer. And I think in the last year I've really worked on myself. I know it sounds weird just in the last year, but I feel like I've gone up a step in the last year with my voice. I've discovered things and learned how to use it. Yeah. How to use it, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Just in the last year? I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Because you've always been, a great singer, because you have a lot of personality in what you sing. So.
Well, it's me when you hear it. You know who it is, which is half the battle. And that distinctive voice. So,
sex sells. You have always proclaimed it, quite frankly. You are a sexy woman indeed, and it has ever been, a problem for you to show it off proudly. Was it actually a choice that you made, or somebody forced it in the early days, in the beginning? I mean, did you realize how to take an advantage of it since,
I mean, it in the very beginning, in the Runaways days, coming out of the Runaways, I didn't really do the whole sexual thing in the Runaways days, but then when I became a solo artist, I just went with it because it seemed right. But then people, in the early 80s, people would misread that. And they didn't really see the musician side of you,
right,
or the singer side of you so much as your, clothes or body or whatever.
Something else came first.
Yeah.
For them, okay.
Yeah, but I think now, today, 2020, I think they can get the whole picture. I don't think it's an issue.
As you said, it's not, easy, because sometimes, especially men, there are these stereotypes of rock and roll, that women okay, they have talent, but if they have big tits and if they look good, maybe it's easier for them. Did you ever feel any guilty, because of the fact that, yes, I'm sexy and I show it off. I don't have a problem with that. Maybe, for people telling these things about women in rock.
Yeah. I just think there's a point in your life where you don't have to try so hard anymore. You just be who you are, and that's sexy. So long as you can stay healthy and still look somewhat good,
So you never felt like you were like promoting their perverse game, saying bad things about women? Never felt like that? No,
I mean,
not at all.
I don't think sometimes they overdo it with the way they dress and stuff. I mean, I'm not one to talk because I didn't really wear a lot of things. I didn't wear a lot of things, but I don't know, just trying to put a point across in the music world and the rock world, I guess.
About the book, Living Like a Runaway, an autobiography, do you define it strictly as a chronicle of your life and your career, or some way like a guide, to survival in the rock world? How would you define it for the people that haven't read it yet?
I think it's both, really. It is a guide for people, but I had to live those decades first and survive them. And I wanted to tell that story because it wasn't all happy, it wasn't all,
Yeah.
So there was a lot of hard work involved, and sometimes, you got shot down, and that was hard. And then just having to stand up and keep going and fight it. And I just want people to read that just because you do get shot down once in a while, don't go away, don't call it quits. Just keep going, and believe in yourself.
Among all the albums that you've recorded, which is the one that is still the most important to you, and for any reason, regardless, the success that they have?
My records?
Yeah.
Well, I love all my records. I mean, they're just,
okay. You love them all.
They all have a place in my heart. But right now, I'm really in love with the new record.
Okay.
Nobody's heard yet. So we've been working on it for a long time.
Okay.
And I hope to get it out soon, really soon.
So you don't have a plan already?
Yeah, we have a plan.
Okay, so it's coming out 2020 or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we're going to start with Alice Cooper in the United States, and we hope to get it out right around the beginning of that tour.
Okay, since you mentioned that,
Yeah.
Joan Jett, is going out with Def Leppard, Poison, and Motley Crue, and now it has been announced, as you said, that your summer tour will be with Alice Cooper and Tesla. So everybody needed their own rock queen to open the dances. How do you see, this Operation Nostalgia, let's call it like that, which is taking over on and off stage, Why do you think is there so much need for revival in this precise moment?
For revival?
Yeah, revival for, big shows, with all these bands from the past, actually, because...
Yeah, well, we lost a lot of bands, so I'm happy to see that there's still some bands out there rocking.
But why now? I mean, why is it so big right now?
I don't know.
You never asked yourself about
timing.
it?
It's just timing. I think people miss a lot of that kind of rock and roll too, and they want to see those bands. I know the Scorpions are doing a residency in Las Vegas, and I'm so happy to see those guys back in the music scene. It's just good timing for them, and I'm glad to see them all coming back. I mean, sometimes we go out on the road and there's nobody to tour with. Well, this guy's dead, this guy's retired, they're not touring right now, and so, it's good to see them all coming back at once. I'm happy about it.
About the 80s, you played as a special guest during one of the biggest tours back then, which was Bon Jovi, New Jersey. Did you guys and girls actually realize, you were aware of the magic period you lived in back then? or not? I mean, 'cause since now, you know, everybody would like to travel back in time and be there. You were there and you were doing it. So did you realize what you were living?
I think, God, did I realize back then? No, I didn't. But I mean, now, of course, you cherish those moments because they just seem to sort of be gone, you know?
Yeah.
It's like having an old pair of leather pants, you know, you lose those leather pants, I don't know that you can get another pair anymore.
Right.
You know? Things have changed.
So you started with the Runaways, the first girls rock band, but as a solo artist, you always chose to have men in your band. Was it not to repeat yourself, having something brand new, or because you wanted to be, you know, the undisputed boss? And in other words, you know, how different are the dynamics in a girl band than in a man band led by a woman?
Well, I've only ever been in one girl band, and that was the Runaways.
Yeah.
But I just felt like I don't know, maybe that was enough to make me want to play with men and not so much, you know, because the Runaways were going through just being a teenager and just trying to find their way through life. And you know, it's that in-between phase where you're not quite a teenager and you're not quite an adult and you're a little bit out of your fucking mind, you know, especially when you're on the road and you're playing rock and roll and there's drugs and alcohol and sex and all kinds of shit involved. Yeah. It was crazy. And I don't know that I would want to do that again because I want to play. I don't want to fuck around.
Right.
I want to play. And I mean, I did my fair share of fucking around too, but I really just wanted to be serious about the music. And then the Runaways were a little hard to get to focus on the music. There were so many other things going on, you know, and part of it was age.
But do you think if it wasn't for that period, maybe your life would have taken a different direction?
Yeah, and maybe it will again in the future. You know, you never know.
Okay, that's a good point. There's always been some confusion about your first name being Carmelita, which is not. Okay, so your second name is Rossana, and that's correct.
Yeah.
Okay, which is an Italian name.
Yes.
So your mother was Italian,
yes,
if I'm correct. Okay. So you have half Italian blood, let's say. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever lived in Italy in your life? And what do you think is typically Italian in your attitude?
Oh, my passion, for sure.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, the Italians are very passionate, and I don't think, with a lot of Italians, there's no middle ground. They either love you, and they love you, or they fucking hate you, and I'm gonna kill you and stab your eyes out, and, you know.
Okay.
It's like, whoa. And I'm like that. There just is no middle ground. And, you know, they show their love and their respect with food, and I mean, I took that away from my parents because my mother was always in the kitchen. Oh, come in, have some pasta, you know, have some, and my father would yell at her, you know, leave him alone, he doesn't want it, you know, leave him alone. I'm like, yes he does, of course he does. But she was from Rome, and my father met my mother in World War II,
Okay.
as it says in the book.
Yeah.
And I grew up in an Italian household. Even though we did live in the United States when I was a little kid, we started in Boston. I think I was 4 years old when we moved to Boston. But we never quite got the American way of living. You know, my mother would fuck everything up because she didn't know how to make hamburgers. She didn't know how to make Jell-O. You know, she would put it in the oven and heat it up when it's supposed to be served out of the refrigerator. It just, a lot of American stuff, it took a while for us to get a grip on. And I love that. That was okay.
As a friend, what do you wish and suggest to Ozzy? after the announcement, you know, that has been done this week about the Parkinson disease.
He has Parkinson's?
Yes, it was in the news this week, and he opened, you know, about it. So, which is your message to him or your suggestion to him? Like, you should stop, you should go. You know him well, so
you know, Ozzy's just. I'm surprised he's made it this long with nothing. You know, he's had a good life. I mean, I don't know that his life is over right now, but Parkinson's is pretty hardcore. So, I mean, you know, all the plastic surgery and all the drugs and the alcohol and all the shit that he's put in his body. You know, we all love Ozzy. We don't want to see
and
him
we all know, you know, what he did.
But for God's sakes, when you're snorting ants and stuff, I mean, it might leave you a little messed up later in life. I don't know, but I'm not surprised. I'm just not surprised.
Two last very quick things. Do you have the set list for tonight's show ready? I mean, do you compile it like right before the show? You have it ready?
No, we have it ready.
Okay. Yeah. Is there any song in particular that still gives you chills playing and still, you know, feels like the first time for you?
Yeah, Close My Eyes Forever.
Okay.
You know, when it's on, it's really on. It's really good. And the fans and the audience, and they're the ones that help make it special, and they're the ones that help make it my hair on my arms stand up. And we also do a little piece of Only Women Bleed.
Oh wow, okay.
And that's pretty awesome too.
Okay, now
Patrick sings the Ozzy's part.
For last question, yes, I know. I saw a video. I must confess that. Okay. So as the last thing, what's the secret of your ageless beauty? You must confess now.
I just tried to take a lot of vitamins and sleep. I go through sleep marathons where I sleep for 12 hours and just sleep, and I think that's good for the body. Eat your greens.
Okay.
Take your vitamins
and fruits.
Yeah.
Okay. So your life is okay right now.
Oh yeah. My life is great.
You've been, you know, quite in trouble for some years, so I'm happy to see you finally, you know, relaxed and thanks for being back to Italy.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks to Carlo of Good Music for this opportunity.
Yeah, I'm so happy you brought us back.
And we can't wait to see the show. Grazie Lita.
Oh,
thank you so much.